Friends, I welcome you to my channel. Before listening to this story, I will ask you to like and subscribe. It is not difficult for you, but it is pleasant for me. And we're starting. All the characters in the story who enter into intimate relationships are over 18 years old. She walks up to me with her arms crossed at her waist and her head down. It is noticeable from her reddened eyes that she was crying recently, but now she is trying to smile with touching courage. This is an unsuccessful attempt, and transparent tears flow down her cheeks again. Here I am, James. It's been so long since we last talked, and I have so much to tell you. Can I talk to you for a minute? She barely moves her lips. Clenching her fingers, she pauses to collect her thoughts. It's been so long since I've seen her smile. Mom and Dad are fine. They both miss you and asked me to tell you how much they love you. She quietly shares the latest news. I saw your mom last week, she continues, quickly dabbing her eyes with a tiny handkerchief. She looks like this, older and very tired. I asked if she wanted to have lunch with me, but she refused. I doubt she'll ever forgive me. Her voice breaks, and new tears swell on her trembling eyelashes. I tried to talk to your father on the way here, but I don't think he'd want to hear any of what I had to say. I turned out to be too much of a disappointment for him. He once told me that he raised two boys before you, finally gave him the daughter he always dreamed of. She lets out a half-strangled sob, trying to control herself. He was determined to take care of me and always tried to pamper me. I don't know why I couldn't be the decent daughter he wanted me to be. Now I miss those warm hugs he gave me every time. She hunches a little, dabbing her cheeks glistening with tears with a handkerchief again. Her hands tremble slightly, as if she is cold on this still clear and warm day of golden autumn. Children. They're growing up, and they keep asking about you. Jeannie has already started dating, but she doesn't have a regular boyfriend yet. So far, it's not too serious, and she decided not to rush it. Telling the news about the children, her voice warms up and stops shaking and breaking. Jack, well, he's starting to pay attention to girls too. You know, he has a lot of questions, special questions, and he needs you to explain to him what only a father can tell his boy. No guy wants to talk to his mom about girls. She's finally smiling at me, even though there's more sadness in her smile than I've ever seen before. I know it's hard for her, but I can still see hope in her eyes, glistening with moisture. Are you happy, my love? Do you have someone who loves you? Is there someone who brings you joy, who hugs you at night and wipes your tears with kisses? I hope that's the way it is. You deserve to be happy. More than anything, I want you to be happy. God, I wish I could be happy with you again. But I don't deserve it, she whispers sadly. I held happiness in my hands until I threw it away as unnecessary. Stupidly. How senseless and stupid it was. Do you know how they say that with age? The days of our lives flow away like sand flowing through our fingers? Well, it's even harder when your life is split in half, like it happened to us. Now she was looking into the distance, and there was an inescapable longing in her soft voice. Each of my next days is like the previous one after the other, and nothing changes. Sometimes it just seems to me that time has stopped, and another empty, unnecessary day is dragging on, and it will never end like this. She sighed mournfully and lowered her eyes in front of her again, looking at the white crumpled piece of cloth clutched in her fingers. For the most part, our children are the only reason I get out of bed in the morning. As for the job, I just go there, and in the evening I go back, spending several hours in the interval, like a robot mechanically executing a program embedded in it. My friends don't need me. They all blame me for what happened to you. One apparently unpleasant memory makes her shudder slightly. Bill. He left around this time a year ago. I heard he got a job in Denver. I can't even say that I was sorry to see him leave. I felt nothing but indifference and emptiness. After that night, I never met him again. She leans closer, carefully, touching with your hand. Will you ever forgive me, my love? Will you give me peace? Can I earn atonement for what I've done? Now I live only for the sake of our children. They're all I have left. They still have those books. They're battered old children's books that you read to them before going to bed. Do you remember how they loved to snuggle up to you when you hugged them, telling them all these stories? A faint but bright smile lights up her face when she, especially for bestweapon.in. recalls the touching moments of the past cloudless days. Even now, I sometimes catch them holding them in their hands before going to bed, although now they are, of course, too old for them. Our children will never forget you, my love. I won't let that happen. I told them it was only my fault, and I think they forgave me. I hope so. They are young, and forgiveness comes easily when you are young. A gust of cold autumn wind blows in suddenly, causing her curls to fly over her shoulders and half covering her face. Raising her hand, she slowly pulls her hair back to her temples and tightens the lapels of her light coat around her neck. Please tell your father that I'm sorry. For everything. I'll bring him flowers next time. Not a day goes by that I don't miss him immensely. I know. What I did broke his heart. After what happened, I never saw him smile again, and just 6 months later he was gone. Oh, James, if only you decided to stay. You should have yelled at me, hit me, maybe throw me on the floor and curse me. I would gladly accept whatever you bring down on me, if only you would stay with me. Her shoulders are heaving again from barely suppressed sobs. I've never had a chance to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It really is, my love. Believe me, every single day I regret so much that my heart breaks into pieces. If only you would come back to me, I would give everything, everything I have just to see you smile again. I think wishes don't always come true, do they? She laughs bitterly, and her eyebrows break pitifully. Winter is approaching, and the days are getting shorter and colder. Do you feel warm? I have nightmares about you lying there alone in the icy winter cold. She shudders again and raises her eyes to the sky, whispering words like a prayer. Wait for me a bit, James. When the children no longer need me, I will join you. You won't have to wait long. I miss you every day and every night long. Please forgive me, and then maybe I can forgive myself. Be happy, my love, and tell the Lord that I'm sorry with all my soul.